that's tier 1s or ending the game for tier 3s. But Lifestealer Lesh is really nice because the Leshrac, his main issue is that he loves to build these damage items like Yules into Bloodstone, and he just lacks that early to mid-game health pool before he gets those first 1 or 2 big items up, and the Lifestealer and Fest can be really good for saving him or just resetting the fight. It's really nice in that regard.
Yeah, and the Oracle to protect him as well. You need that save to activate this hero. And I like that ban out the Aamorph because they no longer fear the PL that you gotta expect Nigma would have been considering, even with the Shaker. Like, those are the matchups you really enjoy against Lifestealer. I think Ursa became a really solid pickup, but that does limit Nigma's ability to take towers.
Yeah, I think this game, Viking are really going to have to showcase their discipline, I think, in how they defend early towers, how they kind of move around the support gear around the map, and how they kind of activate themselves, because they don't really do much. Nature's Prophet for Miracle. We haven't seen it in a while, but I would love to see that. One tower damage kind of tempo hero could dismantle Vikings simply on their kind of, like we said, lack of damage early on. Like, Leshrac right now is pretty much all the damage up until the point where Puck and Lifestealer feel confident to enter the fight. And Nigma, you could easily see these heroes running around as 5, minute 12, running down the tower. And I don't see that from Viking right now. But Viking's draft is very scary. Once they get to 1 tanky item on each core, I think their draft's very nice. It's just, can they get through that early portion of the game, especially when Nigma are eating up this entire time to find that gotcha miracle pick.
Terrorblade stands out to me, just knowing Nigma, it's just the win condition, the ultimate win condition of all carries. Yeah, you have Earthshaker Lesh, but he's got a lot of disables on his side, and I think you just need a raw physical damage hero. That's all I'm looking for. Versus fine, it's just not against towers. Same idea, but not towers.
Yeah, they're going to be ruthless on this map, though. Like, where Viking need to kind of slow down the game and farm for a little bit, like I mentioned, this Ursa will be able to run through, and I don't think Lifestealer at any point feels too good about the Ursa, and it forces him to have to go maybe like this halberd and defensive items.
It's my favorite hero to combo with a Lion as well. Maximum CC with a hero that specializes in burst output.
Final thoughts on the draft, Brian?
I think Nigma is in their comfort zone. I think Lifestealer is just not the same hero against Batrider as Slark is. Slark kind of terrorizes you throughout the course of the game. Yeah, it's nice in lane if they choose to do that for Lifestealer, but I think Slark really was the issue the last time we saw Nigma play, so I'm definitely going to lean towards them, not only as a team caliber, but also in the draft.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. We'll come back to you after the game. Kyle?
Yeah, I would agree. I favor them. I like that I like when Nigma is forced to play with tempo. They're the aggressive hero. I hated watching, and it's something I've criticized them. They lean on this TI7 play style. I'm watching GH farm side lanes with Coddle, thinking this is no longer your Dota. You guys are still incredibly good. Go kill the enemies that can do that.
I just want to see Lifestealer, see if he is a hero. Is there something that we're missing? I don't think we are missing anything, but I want to see something happen. Maybe. Is Lifestealer still a hero? That is a question we're going to have answered hopefully after this game. Let's find out together with Moxie and Purge.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And Purge, I posed to you the same question because you have to say, is Lifestealer actually a hero? Because it seems like in this game, it seems pretty decent, but a lot of the analysts are saying it's pretty garbage here.
Yeah, it can be rough to play Lifestealer right now. One of his big negatives right now is that when you are initiating, but you're not quite there yet, if you haven't slapped them yet, if you have like 300 units of distance between your opponent, sometimes they just run away, and it forces you to use Rage just to get close to get that first hit in. So like, there's some like small engagement issues for Lifestealer that can cause problems, and his damage output just does require a lot of damage items. So it's pretty dependent on how you initiate and whether or not you can infest bomb with somebody else. But yeah, there are some lane matchup advantages. The big downside is that Ursa is a hard counter to Lifestealer. He's always been like that because of his overall main physical.
We're already seeing some skirmishing coming out in this game, and I like it. We've been seeing some CIS games where everyone plays pretty passively early on, but it feels like we're going to see a lot of tempo coming out real early.
Yeah, they did not want to let them go into their own jungle. So. And another thing that's scary for Lifestealer is there are some instant disables on right? You have to deal with the Lion potentially getting a blink dagger. On the bright side, it's a 5-position Lion, so his mobility and his potential blink is going to certainly be delayed. But that's something he has to be worried about.
Toby, do you know what's waiting for you around that corner? It seems like he didn't, because he is going to be our first blood.
Armor nerf to Puck really obvious in that first little engagement. That was a lot of damage.
Well, that and there's 5 heroes.
Of course, but I mean, that was like, I was like, hey, he's got orb, he can surely get out, but no, just a couple spells and 5 heroes right clicking him, he died almost.
Nice for mind control though.
Shaker gonna do a cheeky little block here of the creep wave so that their opponents are gonna have to last hit under the tower. It's gonna be a little bit worse. Ursa actually did not pick up a quelling blade to start, and Ursa has really low base damage, only being at 48 here. So Miracle's going to try to slow this down as much as possible to make sure he doesn't have to last under the tower. It's going to be hard.
It's not often that you see someone blocking the enemy's creep like that in the lane, but seems to work out pretty well for him here. Go and get these hits without having the tower interfere.
But downside was the range creep died first, and now his wave is going to push, so that means that they're going to be getting a little bit of experience. Kind of curious to see how Puck works effectively, or sorry, not Puck, Lion works effective. Crow might die though.
Getting back the last hit off, let's use the fairy fire to turn back around, trying to punish Toby a little bit for getting very aggressive here. In fact, down he goes. That's the second death now on Toby, and we're only 1 minute into the game.
So Lion is such a good hero. Wow, why doesn't everybody?
No, honestly, I know what you mean though, because like so many people say that the Lion is not a great support. He's not in the meta, but I've seen Save do some incredible moves with it, and I think it really just depends on who's playing it.
Yeah, Save is a 4-position player. He is definitely the one team that picks him. So curious to see if he gets played more. I do like playing Lion myself, but I just generally think he's kind of weak compared to a lot of other heroes. But his disable is going to be heavy, and like Kyle pointed out in the draft, pairing Ursa with Lion is really good for Ursa because you get all these extra moments to get these attacks, do a huge amount of damage. That's why Ursa's gone for early overpower and fury swaps. He knows that these guys are kill potential if they get a little too out of position. So in that sense, Lion is going to look really valuable.
Well, that's the whole name of the game, right? For the side of Nigma is the fact that they want to be aggressive early. They have these very aggressive heroes that are going to be making plays, especially once we, picks up the lasso, starts making his own rotations. So it's just kind of setting for a good, steady early game.
How's the mid lane going? 11 last hits for Batrider. Weehaw doing great. 9 last hits for Boom on the left track. So relatively equal in the mid lane there. Back on the top side of the map, Lifestealer looking normal items. Gone Orb of Venom here with Ghoul Frenzy, his new skill. And we'll see if Mind Control can lane stabilize fully. Normally when Nigma plays Bloodseeker, Mind Control does a great job just like staying alive, staying in the lane, consistently getting farm, and then providing really effective skill usage. But who knows, maybe Lifestealer will have a bit of an advantage here and be able to out-trade him.
The Lifestealer has been the big question mark on a lot of our analysts' minds. The bottom lane, though, we've been seeing a lot of just action back and forth with the Ursa and the line. Although, in top lane, they'll find themselves a kill on Celery. I did like his declaration of war earlier, saying, "Guess we're gonna have to try to kill Kuro."
No, I think he said, "I'm going to kill Kuro."
Oh, I'm going to kill. Sorry.
It was something. It was a little bit more aggressive than that.
I'm paraphrasing.
It was a little interesting. So,
work harder than that.
Yes, you could rotate people over to stabilize, but Puck's so far behind the Ursa at this point. I don't know if it's going to work very well. Stable on Puck. It's really tough. He's got to get as much as he can. On the bright side, he keeps the line here by being killable, kind of. So that's kind of helpful, but I don't really see a gank solution that's going to solve this problem until, like, Leshrac gets closer to 6. Maybe he can come gank Ursa. Scary right now.
Well, that leads
really
to the other question. Like Earthshaker wants to do things, right? He wants to roam around a bit, and Wee's got a pretty commanding lead over in that mid lane. He's kind of tied there then, because he's not able to make it. Just juking around here in the tree line. They cannot fire. There's so much fire everywhere, but eventually Toby will finally get his revenge and take down the Batrider.
That was actually pretty cool by WEU. Basically made like a little like rumble zone down there, but he didn't make any exits, so everybody was stuck and forced to commit to him. But the invis gank there, absolutely perfect. The observer ward in the mid lane might have spotted his invis grab there, but he got the approach in. He was able to pick up Miracle before Miracle had 6, who he just now picked it up. Super necessary kill to take that threat off the board, and he got a kill streak, right? Oh no, it shared gold when Miracle died, so he split it with Earthshaker. Not the worst, but would have been cool for Leshrac to get a huge acceleration from. Either way was necessary, and is going to buy them a little time. But you know, you don't. Usually games go bad when the enemy carry gets 5. His net worth isn't very high, but now he's picked up level 5, so even though he's behind, it's going to help him get the skills that'll help him actually contribute to kills. Like at some point he can leave the lane and just go gank somewhere else because the lane is too hard to salvage. So that's an option he's got.
Do like the aggression coming out from Kuroki here on the bottom lane. He's always very forward for the second that this puck just steps up maybe too far, uses that waning rift trying to go for the last hit. Play on him. Otherwise, you know, Miracle having a nice time in the bottom lane. GH having to swoop away here, but doesn't manage to grab. Oh, he did manage to grab it. All right, there's a double damage rune on GH.
Hard to tell with all these particles, Val.
I know, there's a lot of particles.
Going top. You think kill Mind Controller. It's got Rupture. Lifestealer does have Orb of Corrosion, one of the best items on Lifestealer carry right now, because you're getting Orb of Venom slow and Ghoul Frenzy. It's like having 2 Orb of Venoms. It's definitely the nicest thing about the hero right now. Curiously, he actually maxed out Feast. I haven't done this myself. Smoke's gonna break though.
Yeah, they found Mind Control, drops down the blood, right? Managed to go and stun him up though. They've got plenty of damage here on the ground as they do some body blocks. Not gonna be able to quite land that split there. So he is gonna go down. GH is here. Doesn't have anything to cancel out those teleports though, as they do allow the Lesh to run away. And Shad is gonna join in here on the fight. GH just have to be a little bit careful. I don't believe he's got that Icarus dive over in the mid lane though. There is a big dive there over onto Aramis. They'll find the kill on the Earthshaker, and we will collect himself a kill.
Okay. Nice little engagement.
I don't think you're too afraid if you're Miracle.
I think he's just trying to keep himself alive there with that Dream Claw. I didn't see how he jumped on him, but probably the normal stuff. Oh, Miracle's so close to Battle Fury. It's actually insane. This is actually funny. He's gonna have to buy a Quelling Blade to finish his Battle Fury this game. I don't think I've seen that before.
Mid lane, Boom's taking a lot of damage. There's a lot of fire and sun and everything, Toasty, but they get the kill on WEU, and they're gonna have to chase down Boom. Mind Control, though, taking his own damage here. Looks like he's gonna be able to walk out.
Too bad. Yeah, for the Leshrac, he's close to Ursa in terms of net worth, only about 400. So, just this pressure up, it looks okay for them. They have some options. Yeah, the skill build on Lifestealer is definitely a little weird in my experience, because all you do is get heal from Feast. It doesn't increase your damage. But hey, if it keeps him laning, that's also more important. GH's gonna have to dive away from this deal again.
Back up. Well, I mean, we talked about Lifestealer and how we're all just a little bit not sure, you know, how this is gonna play out. Although they do invade the jungle over here, Miracle will walk away. But I mean, perhaps, like, you know, being a little bit experimental with the build might make it a bit better.
I think he just wanted to have lane stability against Bloodseeker, who also has lane heals. So if like you don't heal equally as your opponent, then they're just going to attack you more often and force you out of the lane. So I think that's why he did this. But now it's going to make him a lot weaker in these early fights.
WEU doesn't have that lasso up just yet. To be able to go throw on the Firefly. A lot of damage coming out from the Ursas. Is looking like a dead Earthshaker as now Toby uses the orb. It's going to be able to go run away. And this little cardy has some special packages inside of it. It's got a Lifestealer who's trying to run out. And he does look like he's going to be able to just run away here. So some pressure being placed on the mid tower while this is all going on. Shad's just going to teleport back up to the top lane.
Probably was used bottom, but did he whiff it? I don't know. It did seem like it hit anybody. Kind of weird. They're going to try to kill him now?
No, he's a little bit too far forward. The WEU?
It's fast.
WEU's going right after him. Look at him go. Taking a lot of these tower shots. He had the lasso. He was hoping maybe he could get a snag here. GH does have egg available. Several of the Viking heroes over on the high ground being allowed to cut the wave, though. Sure.
I can't defend this. There's actually no way. Leshrac was low mana. He's going back to heal. Lifestealer is literally not a hero for a while here. Like, he went bottom to, I don't know, lane there a bit, but he just can't fight for a while until he gets at least one damage item, especially with the skill build. Slow down, I guess.
Toss down, puck, silent stop. It's going to be a lasso over on the back end. Beautiful egg coming out from GH2 as there's no one here to hit it. Aramis taking too much damage from the Firefly. He is going to go down. The egg pops over on the back line. finds two as the Oracle gets the save off over onto Boom. They need to try to find enough damage here to get this kill. The Sunray coming in though, keeps him alive just a little bit longer. Now mind control will fall. Kuro also trying to run away as Boom chasing them down. He's trying to find the angle on this line, but he's so slow he's not able to quite find him. Toby throwing out the orb over on the side, still trying to find this vision. Waning Rift comes off, and they find the kill on Kuro. So Celery does get his kill on Kuro, but they end up losing the tower.
On the other side of the map, I think Radiant got a tower, or sorry, Dire got a tower kill too. The offlane tower for the Radiant side is gone. Which is not the worst tower to take. A little bit of a closer Roach TP spot, so not terrible considering how the laning stage looked. I kind of was scared that Miracle was just going to roll away with the game super quickly, and he's still farming very well, but Boom's making, Viking's making some nice rotation deal with this. The TP from Lesh was certainly very impactful there.
It's definitely, I feel like the tier 1 top for Radiant seems more important than this tier 1 bottom, but again, a little bit of gold coming in, holding down all the other heroes in the bottom lane too for the side of Viking, other than, you know, the Lifestealer. Does feel kind of nice. Oh, look at these stacks though. That always really good.
Stacks. Miracle's got it. Oh, hey. Miracle very excited now.
It's a bear with some honeycomb.
Rapidly.
Of course he's excited.
Dire's top tower.
Can't not watch stacks cleared. It just feels too good.
Well, we didn't watch them over here. Maybe we can watch the other one.
I had a great time.
Just rub it in, Purge. Rub it in. Bottom tower, though, some pressure being placed down. So while Miracle's farming up stacks, we are seeing Viking trying to put pressure on the actual objectives over here.
And mid tower is going to be the vulnerable one here for Viking. I don't know. Are they going to defend this in time? They're starting to rotate over. Again, they don't have the best tower pushers on Nigma, so that's one upside to their lineup.
I mean, Shad joining in the fight here.
Bottom
Tower taken down. They'll defend. See the rotations coming out. They do have Echo Slam available now on Aramis.
As long as he doesn't get like mega comboed like with stuns while Ursa's on top of them, Lifestealer is relatively fine. As long as there's creeps or allied heroes nearby that he can infest. And Armlet's a great build this game, certainly. It's going to increase his survivability a lot. They grab WEU though.
Yeah, they get the Dream Coil off, but where's the follow-up?
Just a little bit too far.
Oh, he's thinking about swinging back around again. Doesn't get spotted out though. They have the vision. They had a ward. This is going to be a dead Weeha.
The next label
He just won right back in.
That was like an envy level play right there. I'm very confused.
Hey, the puck or the coil got wasted. You know, Toby tried to catch him and they didn't fissure follow up, which was kind of helpful. But yeah, it was a good way to approach too up on the cliff there. But because they had the ward, they caught him there, and a bit of a mistake.
Nice slow here coming out from GH. We'll just push Aramis back. He doesn't want to have to deal with Miracle. He is a very big, scary bear, of course. Those are up. We're gonna see Viking pick up a few of those. Continue to farm. Blink Dagger very close now for Toby. He had a very rough laning state. He died like 4 times in the lane, but
A lot of blinks that are coming actually. But the Earthshaker's been sent top. He gets lassoed though.
That's not looking like a very... Yeah, that's a dead Aramis.
He's been living top trying to get his blink dagger. Kuro was just sitting bottom trying to work on his. He's only 900 gold in, so he's got a ways to go. But yeah, the blink on puck is certainly going to be big here. His raw stats are not great. Oh no.
Meteor Hammer connects over here on Toby, and he's ruptured to boot, so down he goes. And this will definitely be a mid tower going to the side of Nigma.
Oh, the only reason he died was no phase shift. That's it. If he had any points in phase shift, he would have been fine there. I believe if you're rooted, you can phase shift, but you can't jump away. I think is how it works. If I'm not mistaken, they just recently shit, so he would have been able to phase shift, dodge the Meteor Hammer, and not died there. So a little, he won all these skill points and nukes because it was going to accelerate his farm speed and stuff like that, but he gets punished there for it. But at least he's going to be able to respawn and try to make a kill happen with this.
Are they even going to go for this, though? It feels like the side of Viking is just trying to push out the waves, and they don't seem like they know any ideas going on here.
I don't, there's no way they can fight, surely. Right? Like, they've got blink on puck, but they don't have a blink on Earthshaker yet. Earthshaker's only level 7. So yeah, they could like run in and try to take an engagement with their opponents. They're going to have vision, and everything would have gone bad.
They have to be so careful here. The fact that they're jumping forward immediately, plus the egg. The save comes out from Celery. He's going to try to keep the Earthshaker alive just a little bit longer with the bounce back here. No one is hitting this egg. This is not going to be good. Down goes the egg. Or rather, it pops right open. They follow up. Look at all this damage just getting dumped down. Viking turning the game back around again as mind control goes down. Kuro trying to run away. Of course, Miracle, he's back up
Holy.
Chad being the Chad. And
No
Puro.
kidding. I saw him fighting that Ursa and I was like, there's no way he's going to kill this guy. But he did it. The armlet with the Orb of Corrosion, it was enough damage. They cleans up that kill. What a crazy fight. I cannot wait to watch the replay for that engagement.
Well, you're in luck because nope, not yet. Not ready yet.
So beautiful.
Not ready yet.
Great initiation. They caught Puck on the side. The egg was in a perfect position. Oracle dies, but then here comes this AoE stun. Who was it? The Dream Coil into the stun from Leshrac changed everything here. Huge AoE damage. And boom, once again, he's owning on his Lesh. A crucial mana drain here actually by Lion to prevent a stun follow-up from Leshrac to defend himself. That was huge. They clean up Weehaw. Oh man, what a fun fight. And there's Ursa's ulti being down, so that's why he ended up getting beaten. Tower helps a lot too, but what a fight there for Viking.
No emotion whatsoever coming out from the side of the players, but I'm sure inside they're pretty happy that went their way.
They are still losing, so
They are.
Can't get excited.
True.
But Blink's up on Earthshaker because it's that fight. Leshrac able to pick up a Vambrace, really good item to have this game, either for damage or for survivability. He's got BOTs, he's got Yules, he's got a Voodoo Mask now for spell lifesteal. He's going Bloodstone, and as long as he can stand in the middle of the enemy lineup and not get bursted instantly, they're going to be in a great spot on the Viking side, at least for the time.
I mean, that's what Pana was saying, is once you start getting a couple items for this Viking lineup, it is much scarier the side of Nigma because they're not going to be able to just burst quite as well.
Yeah, that's exactly. For now, regain map control, stand approximately with each other. Lifestealer going for a Basher next. Item solution against the Ursa, prevent him from hitting you, give you some stun solutions against him or other people that might have BKBs. It's a good way to transition. So maybe not as high damage as we normally see in pub builds from Lifestealer, but it's definitely going to make his team fight contribution feel a lot better.
Well, they were trying to guess. They were trying to find GH, but a little bit faster than them. Teleports out, easy peasy.
Show position of whether invis or hidden, so a little bit of a check there for Boom.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Successfully dodging each other for the time being. You can see GH is playing in the bottom, trying to just keep they've pushed out, while everyone is doing some tower damage and whatnot. Top lane, you can see Miracle farming up the creeps. BKB does get finished for the Bat Rider, though. That is going to be a bit of a game changer.
Dire are
We all had such a good early game, but he just died a little bit too much in mid game. And I feel like if he has BKB in that last fight, it's probably very different. He wouldn't have been chain comboed by like the Puck Coil into the Split Earth. He does a lot more damage there. Maybe keeps people alive. Maybe they win that fight.
All right.
On Ursa.
The initiation on Ursa. He tries to hop away. He cannot do it fast. And the pitcher comes out. The jump forward here from Shad and Hermes Miracle. Just barely staying alive. Snaps up the bounty, but they'll even go so far as to use that Dream Coil, and they'll be able to finally slay him. So now we joining in the fight, tries to get a little bit of damage off. Not sure if they want to hard commit on this. They really do need the bear.
Huge fight there for Viking. It's a hard decision for Miracle there. He only sees one Leshrac. He gets Yules. He doesn't want to pop his ulti there, and he can't blink afterwards. But then the problem was that, like, by the time all the Lesh damage comes out, there was a Fissure follow-up, and then there was a Blink Enchant Totem follow-up. And at that point, you're like, man, I really should have just used Enrage and ran for my life. But it's really hard in those moments, especially at nighttime, to make the perfect decision. But with all things said, Nigma is still winning this game by a lot. 7k gold advantage, so kills like that might feel really impactful, but if you can't compound your net worth advantage with these kills, it's Vikings just fighting for scraps.
So what needs to happen next for the side of Viking? I mean, obviously, the kills are nice, like you said, but they're still behind.
They are. It's mostly the fact that it's taking Viking a lot of heroes to get solo kills, basically, or to get kills, whereas Nigma is spread across the map pretty safely. And therefore, they're just farming better.
Shad, they have the lasso up. Aramis getting ready, does have the fissure, but it's a little too late as they manage to go and grab the lifesteal, drag him back into the arms of everyone else here. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to hunt to right here over with Toby. The buyback's coming out immediately from Celery as he fell earlier. Hex comes out, and it looks like they're thinking about re-engaging. Look at Boom. He's just running it out here. Dream Coil over to the side, managing to go and hold down the Ursa and the Bat Rider. The jump forward here. Shad just going down over here onto Miracle. He is silenced up, but on the back lines, Kuro will fall. And coming up over on the side buys him just a little bit more time at the Sunray, trying to do some damage, trying to heal them up. The Puck, though, going right forward again. Miracle trying to man fight here with this lifesteal. He's not going to be able to do it. Down he goes. Over on the side, GH is trying to use the Meteor Hammer, trying to just slow them down, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, as they're still on the hunt. WEU is flapping those little wings on his bat as fast as he can, or rather, it's a little crow, but either way, boom. Still really trying to get him, taking a lot of damage from the Firefly. I don't know. I think they're going to just turn around. Yeah. It was a long
Great.
chase there.
I mean, ultimately, was that the only hero that died? The Oracle who bought back? And if so, excellent fight for Viking. I mean, they're picking their targets really well. The Egg was well placed, but Viking did a great job moving away from it. And Leshrac just looking like a pretty decent Ursa solution at this mid-game phase. I mean, Ursa did not pick up a fast BKB. He went Battle Fairy into Blink, into Basher to try to have some solutions against the Lifestealer. But I think the lack of BKB is really what's hurting him in these engagements, because at some point they're just going to stun Ursa once and they're going to do a lot of magic damage to him in those moments. Fissure was even bad for Viking. Their initiation didn't look that good. They killed the Ursa or the Oracle on the backline, which was excellent, but they ruptured, they infested the Puck, and this allowed them to re-engage after the BKB ended. So great grab by Toby to force this fight with this Blink Dream Coil that it did immediately afterwards. That was huge.
Definitely was the hero of the day there to save the life. But have a big smoke coming out now here from Viking.
Dire are
Scan the
scanning.
Roche pit. And anything to there just yet. They do have decent vision too when you consider that that ward over in the jungle. So it'll be interesting if they try to make any plays here. Patient currently. Well,
Yeah.
they'll reveal themselves over in the mid lane a little bit.
Kind of interesting that they smoked like this, but they sat very defensively on their high ground. Maybe they were worried about a ward, and they were hoping that Nigma would run into them again. It's probably what they were doing, but a little curious. They used this support, but I like that they've defended their whole jungle here. This is generally more defensive this area than you will normally see out of a team. Usually they'll just ignore this area of the map, their dire jungle, and they'll go play on the enemy side of the map instead. But I think it's a little bit tough with the Boots of Travel Batrider to always get that circumstance. So it's like, if you go spread across the map, it's probably a lot easier for Nigma to pick you off. So they want to stay together, and thus they're defending their jungle.
The next label, please.
Boob's gonna be feeling pretty good right now. He's got himself an arcane rune. He ran into several of the Nigma heroes and was able to just walk away from them. A lot of information going back and forth currently. No one really hard committing.
And he's got his Bloodstone finish. More heal, lots of raw HP, tons of mana regen. That's going to mean straightforward for them. On the Nigma side of things, Lions had his Blink Dagger for a while here. GH has Yules and Meteor Hammer to take fights. No BKB for Bloodseeker just yet. He's still missing about 800 gold for that. That'll make his initiations easier. Toby's going to get spotted, though.
Slippery. Very slippery. The Puck. Especially once he has that Blink.
Moving up his BKB now, but very far away from that. Still needs about that. With this, Viking still only sitting about 5 to 6k net worth disadvantage. It's not amazing, but they are feeling more confident across the map. Lifestealer queuing up at Lincoln's now, so that's where he's going next. Doesn't want to get lassoed. I suppose worried about Abyssal Blade later in the game. But they're going to sit together very, very often here, because they do not want to get caught separate. They'll get picked off and eaten apart.
They have to be so careful because the Batrider did just pick up Blink as well, so even easier pickings if they are separated, but you have to be careful. I like the way that, you know, both teams play, right? You've got one of your cores who's hitting creeps. The rest of them are just really close by at all times, so that way, if there is any sort of initiation, I think I just confessed, coming out here.
Yep.
They can make these plays. Yeah, they've been jumping into Aramis. There's the Echo Slam. They jump immediately over here onto the Bloodseeker. Mind control is just evaporated, but they do manage to find a little friend over here on the side, and they'll take down Toby.
Tower is under attack.
One off lane for one off lane. Both teams doing the same thing, showing their off lane hero, and the rest of the team goes and kills the other guy. See if they can get the D ward. Their ops is in a great place. These sentries aren't going to spot it. They'll be able to control the tri-camp area now. They feel pretty comfortable with it. They don't want to kill the sentries. They don't want to reveal that they're actually still here. If anybody actually cleans up or not, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
easy kills, I guess. Trying to see if they can get Nigma to run into them.
Yeah, it feels like a bait.
Get those pickups.
Come on.
Bait
We
and
did.
information restrict. Both of those things for sure.
It's very important.
Everybody farming.
The BKB is
As they
picked
wait.
up on Ursa now. That's a big deal. Do you wait for the BKB on mind control too before you try to do anything?
I think they probably will. I mean, Bloodseeker running in and slapping is not that important, but generally very helpful. He doesn't have to. He can play more careful, but they've got vision of him if they collapse on him.
I think they don't see anyone else on the side of Nigma on the map, so they're.
Yes.
Getting ready, sees Boom. That's going to be his big target if he can get over there. Knock back here. Miracle jump forward. The waning rift though coming out from Toby's going to get just stuck over here on the side. And just get the recoil off though. Now this Lashreki's wrath. Oh, they get the save off though from Celery. They need to just give him enough healing to keep him alive long enough. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it as they go. And they find the kill on Celery. Boom, running away. The egg pops over on the back line. Boom, he's left all alone, but he's still alive. Somehow they're still managing to do. Buyback coming out now from mind control as they just chalk away over here at Miracle. Shad gets himself a double kill. And now he's trying to find some more kills, some more people to go and slap, as you said, Purge. Although Aramis throwing out that fissure is going to make it a little bit more difficult for him to get over there as they get the lasso back. Oh, this is looking so good now for Nigma as they managed to find the kill on the Lifestealer.
The only reason he survived was he had his Bloodstone going while he got ultied by Oracle, and he got salved by Oracle, and he had bottle charges. So it was like an insane amount of healing pumping out to keep him alive there. But it did give them a moment where they got to turn around that fight that looked so bad, basically. Puck's ultimate was more or less wasted, not very useful. Leshrac was the guy that got targeted. He does not want to get ruptured. He's somebody that wants to be able to move around and do other things. They want lifesteal of that if possible, because he's got solutions to it. Leshrac's a lot more restricted.
Perfect pick off there. I managed to find two of the harder to pin down heroes. Side of Viking.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
7k now.
Almost Lincoln's for Lifestealer. That'll solve the solution, or solve the problem from the last fight at least.
Dagger also just get now on Lashreck. We have using those spider legs to do a little bit of climbing here. They're in the pit. They use a scan. They know that they're in there. You gotta get over there pretty fast though. Up, they do have a smoke over on Celery. Aramis waiting to jump in. The BKB coming out from Weeha though as they force them over. They want to make sure that Miracle can go and get this Aegis. That is the Aegis on the bear.
Fast actually, because they use Blood Rage from Bloodseeker to increase Ursa's attack speed by 120. That's why I died so quickly here. Kind of a cool little combo there with the Bloodseeker off lane. So back to the drawing board for Viking. They're gonna group up again, sitting around waiting for these great engagements if they find them. Puck is scraping towards an ag slowly. 600 gold left. He's relying on the Philosopher's Stone, but this is obviously the downside of having to 5-man so much. They're gonna walk right under a ward, by the way, but they're just not gonna farm as well as their opponents. So
Middle tower is under attack.
having issues staying in line with what Nigma's working with gold-wise.
Careful, Puck. Toby going forward, immediately breaking the smoke to jump forward here from We and Miracle. Another waning rift here from Toby. He needs the rest of his team to get here fast as Mind Control teleporting his way over. Tisha gets thrown out from Aramis, just trying to cut them off. Of course, We does not care about this. He's still hunting after this Puck. By a little bit more time, Blink forward, has the Illusory Orb, and he's going to be able to still walk away. Oh, never mind, as We finds the Puck, drags him right back into the arms of Miracle. Do enough damage, and down goes Toby. Now it's looking like Aramis is not going to survive this, as he'll be the next one to fall. The rest of Viking, they just want to teleport out. They don't want to have to stay here.
It's so hard to get away from a Bat Rider. With Boots of Travel and Blink Dagger. Ooh, it's Blink running at Leshrac though.
Boom, I don't think he was anticipating that We would be already down here, as is Miracle. They're going to slow him down. Use that Yules, hoping to buy a little bit more time. Spider legs crawling over to Shad. Does have the Lifestealer there for the support if necessary.
You guys see the Bat Rider counter there? He instantly turns around and Yules Bat Rider despite having Napalm on. And that's because Spider Legs increases your turn rate. The perfect bat counter. What a good item for Leshrac here. It's the only reason that went so cleanly. Normally turn around and it takes like half a second. He gets a lasso or casts some other spell. Nope. Good luck.
Good old Spider Legs. Top lane. Trying to get some damage off here over on GH. The stun comes through, but he's all hexed up, and he's going to be held into place. Echo Slam comes out from Aramis, and it does a decent amount of damage. They get the kill, but it's not looking very good for Boom here, as he just ends up standing still, and down he goes. Aramis
Dire's top tower.
back here with the fissure, trying to slow down Miracle a little bit. That is here. The Lincoln's pops. Forced to go and use that range. And Weehaw, is he going to be able to make it out? Yes! Ooh, did you see his face? He's feeling very happy, very lucky about that as the Dream Coil did get used over here on the puck.
Still got Blink though. They could chase here if they want to, but they don't necessarily know how long it's going to take till Biority gets back. So for now, they're just going to reset. Gold Event just keeps going Nigma's way. They're just fighting better. Buyback on Leshrac certainly doesn't help, obviously, but it's just harder for Lifestealer to do stuff. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Fitting a Blink Dagger in his inventory isn't going to like increase his damage very much in comparison to like for Ursa. So Ursa just always gets to hit the back line. Lifestealer has to like walk in, enrage, fight some guy. It's just a much harder game for Lifestealer to play. And he's only 3-1-6. It feels he's got all this net worth and he's farming pretty fine, but I just feel like we're not seeing his impact too much because Nigma's not initiating on him. It's going on his allies, and then he has to spend all this time running around trying to catch up. He got the perfect neutral item with Elven Tunic that'll offset some of this problem, but it feels really hard for him.
And there's a reason that we have not been seeing much Lifestealing. Is this the only game that we've seen getting picked up?
So far, yeah.
Yeah. He made it look pretty good early, but he is running into those issues. Hide it, and they're just ignoring him. In fact, it feels like almost every time they're going after either Boom, because I know that he's doing a lot of damage, or just the Earthshaker because he is main source of lockdown.
Dire
Puck is definitely another guy they want to kill. He's got Ags now, queuing up an Aeon Disc, but he's got 3,000 gold till that's finished, and his net worth is not looking amazing. He's got almost the same net worth of Lion, and so
It was a hard puck.
really,
Or, like,
it was.
What was it, 4 deaths in lane?
Yeah, the laning stage was definitely really, the line pick really solidified what they want with the combination of others. Could have been different if there was a different carry, but Nigma got the lane setup they wanted.
I always enjoy looking at these death overlays and how the highest deaths are always green.
top tower has fallen.
Like, congratulations, you've died the most.
You won. You're
Hooray.
collecting numbers on a scoreboard. It's good, right?
Yeah, sure.
Radiant's
Let's go with
bottom
that.
tower
That'll make
is
people
under
feel better.
attack.
Octarine Core completed now for we.
I love that build up now from Aether Lens. It just feels so much easier for a lot of heroes to fit in the Octarine. Nice cooldown reduction, some great raw HP, more mana than you know what to do with, and 2 flame break charges. Oof.
Radiant are
It's
scared.
very nice.
Burn them a lot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Building up to the Abyssal Blade over on Shad. That'll help a little bit in these fights, but not be enough.
It'll definitely help. It's actually maybe really significant just because of the gap close. It's something we kind of take for granted nowadays, especially because a lot of carries are buying blinks. But yeah, the gap close for Lifesteal, like I said earlier, he doesn't have that like he used to. You can't open wounds, approach somebody, wait 2 seconds, and then use rage. So if you can use Abyssal, the gap close on those supports could be huge.
Shad, you need to get out of there, my friend. We spots out Toby. Toby blink forward here. Or rather using Rift to go forward. The jump forward again here from the Bears in the middle of everyone. Shad will turn right back around again. Gets off a couple of these nice hits. Mind Control separated though here. Needs to be a little bit careful. They use the Dream Coil over onto 3. To hold them into place, get off some of this damage. Leash coming out as they follow the finish. The Echo Slam coming through. Beautifully done here as Miracle now. He's got that BKB going. They've got the egg. It's going to go down. Shad, he's just going to town over here. And look at the celery keeping Shad alive. It's going to allow him to go right back in again. Boom's doing so much damage over here. Blood Right coming in through. Down goes Miracle as Mind Control is just running the heck out of here.
No, their fighting has been really good here. Nigma goes in, tries to grab the puck phase shift dodges their initiation. At that point, the Ursa's kind of overextended, but they step back, they wait for their moment, and they, with the Observer Ward, they got that great Dream Coil on 3 heroes, and they slow played it for sure. They fissured, they enchant totem, and then when it was looking really good, then they go in to secure the Echo Slam kill. Plus they got the egg. Everything looking good in the last couple fights.
Those were BKBs that got popped during that too. Like they just ran out of really beautiful positioning coming out, especially from Celery there, because he is usually, one of those heroes that they want to try to jump in after so he can't get off the ultimate. And he kept Shad alive there. Definitely the Wambulance MVP.
Just that place to get Dream Coiled with 3 heroes is so rough. because you're going to get grouped up. It makes Earthshaker even stronger and gives Viking an opportunity to initiate. So there's the Abyssal up for Lifestealer.
And look at what they've managed to do after that one fight, Purge. They took that fight, they got the kills, they used the BKBs. Granted, they had to use a lot of the ultimates. Oh my gosh, they're jumping forward immediately. They just want to take down Mind Control, and they'll be able to do it. But they've taken down the tier 1, they took down the tier 2, and I'm thinking they're going to be getting this tier 3 too. Dream Coil gets used. The follow-up here. BKB coming out from the Batrider, but Chad jumps forward. He had that Abyssal Blade to knock them back just a little bit. And they do have to be a bit careful. They don't want to overcommit. The people are coming back up, but I guess Aramis, he wants his kill anyways because he goes in for the Echo Slam, and they will kill WEU and take the tower and walk away.
Big mistake there on Nigma. GH used the Yules as he dove in, and that was the same time that Weehaw goes in. So then Weehaw has to sit there for 2.5 seconds to do anything, but his BKB runs out, and then he gets majorly punished here. And that Echo Slam was up real quick, by the way. That's the quickening charm that Aramis was holding. But that was, I don't think they anticipated all that damage. But
I doubt they did. Look at Chad. He's just chonking away at these buildings. Fast they're going down here.
Radiant's middle barracks.
They didn't even need Aegis for that Purge.
Yeah,
they just strolled on in, kicked down the door, and said, hi. You don't have a door anymore.
The net worth is finally, it's completely changed now. All because, fuck Ags, basically. Dodging that fight, getting the big ulti, counteracts the BKBs, just bought them time to work their opponents down. I mean, it lingers for a long time. It's 8 seconds with Ags. That's like a lot of BKB duration for most heroes, if not the whole dang thing. So if you just ulti them, you just sit back, twiddle your thumbs, and then you initiate afterwards once the BKBs are over. So, man, Vision really changing everything there, and Nigma throwing away a sizable advantage.
I don't think they were expecting that much aggression to come outpouring that fast all of a sudden.
Is under attack.
I think it caught them a little bit off guard. We have the Aeon Disc on the Puck now, so Puck's hopefully going to be able to get the jump here. Leveler gets found by Boom. Things are looking pretty nice here for Viking.
It's a great item on Lifestealer. I wonder if he's going to keep it, though. Elven Tunic is still really solid with the movement speed, the evasion. It gives about half the attack speed. He might stick with.
Looks like he is.
But he can move around better.
BKB picked up now for Earthshaker. Ooh. And scarier for the side of Nigma. Couriers are gonna hang out together, have a cup of coffee in the Roche pit while they wait for him to show up back home again. Get out.
So having BKB just means that Kuro's game is even harder now. Earthshaker doesn't have to worry about getting his Blink Dagger interrupted by a lot of things too. Sitting. To break smokes.
Feels like they're a little scared on the side of Nigma currently, the way they're grouped up. Granted, they want to stay around the Roche pit, obviously.
Yeah, they don't want to. They also don't want to force a fight and use all their big cooldowns and win it before Roche is up for sure. Because then they might win the fight and sit around being like, "Uh-oh, Roche isn't up yet," and then they respawn, and then they'd have to do the same thing again, you know. So a little safer for them to at least wait for Roche.
But they know something's up. They've got creeps just strolling into their base, and no one's clearing them out.
Yeah, of course. And Viking definitely knows that Nigma is sitting at the tri-camp area. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's not that big of a deal because if you have like these little like moon wells and 2 tier 4s, not too bad to let that defend.
Roche is up. Be a very big fight very soon. Blessing is on the line this time around as well.
Telescopes.
Flirting back in and out of this pit area that they can get initiation. Find themselves an illusion at the Puck. One else patiently waiting over on the high ground.
And in the meantime, let's try him go split push bottom because he's got BOTs. He can get away with this, but the illusion gave a lot of value on the side of Viking there.
Another one to send in as well. Orb coming through, get a little bit of vision. See that Miracle's in the pit. Sunray is gonna come out, boom. Jumping forward here, has the BKB, is gonna make plays over onto Miracle, but over on the backline, surprise, guess who's here? It's Shad and the Puck, and they're gonna get the Dream Coil off Miracle. Oh, he gets smashed up! They're tunking away over here at the fair. They have to be careful, it does have the cheese. Egg goes off on the backlines, they have that Sunray, keeping him alive just a little bit longer. We're buying back right now, the split though over here, over onto Miracle. Shad chasing down Mind Control, forced to get out that BKB, but he's immediately gonna turn right back around to again. He's gonna try to finish off this bear, and he's just doing so much damage. For down he goes. Mind control 2 is not looking good. He's also going to fall. As both of them are down, Boom is just hightailing it over here after Kuro. He's looking for him. Ring around the rosy. And eventually, he is going to probably burn to death. Is he going to be able to make it out? No. Boom says, come back here. I'm not done with you yet.
Perfect play by Viking there. The wraparound at the same time that they found that opportunity. But really, and the illusion escape used by Puck there was instrumental, letting them know that their opponents weren't taking Roche. They pick up free Ags on Leshrac. It's amazing this game. But basically, they initiate backline, they pick off those important supports, and they just kept buying time and kept buying time. They skirmished with the Ursa, and he's only got these small windows. He's got BKB to be safe, but once that runs out, yeah, he's got Enrage, but the Yules just buy so much time to counteract Enrage and give them chain disable follow-up. That allows him to get his HP low and force him in a bad spot. So they're just going to hit tier 4s and force some buybacks here.
Purge, there's no buyback on this bear, though. There's no... All right, they do have it now.
How could you not know that he was 2 gold away?
Thanks, Purge. All right, cool. But yeah, the damage is coming out over here onto the bottom area. Tower's going to go down. The blink forward. Karamis was looking for that opening here. BKB, though, holding the Hui into place. The Abyssal Blade comes out. Celery will find the kill. They go right back here over to the tower. They do have buyback on the Stat Rider, but I'm a little worried. What is he going to do here? Bear's going to be up in about 2 seconds.
They don't have the tier 2 top, so they can't mega creep here. It's possible that they'll back up. Because going tier 4s is a completely different position. Like, somebody gets lassoed and ran all the way into Fountain, like, you're not saving that, right? But and they have a lot of gold now. 7,000 gold sitting on Leshrac, and he just picked up a free Ags. The reason Ags is excellent on Lesh here, it makes you ethereal, and it makes people near you ethereal and take more damage and get slowed. It's the perfect Ursa counter in this circumstance.
Was that what we saw too with the Bat Rider? I think we saw, it looked like he went ethereal, and then we had the nuke that just came out from...
Yeah, that was probably it. Probably used it there. It's really effective against those right-click heroes. Ursa's got a hard game to play here.
Nice pickup for sure. Buyback coming out now from WEU. They're not quite ready to let them have these mega creeps. It's like Viking, they'll respect it.
Great control. Try camp. This means your opponents basically can't leave the base. Also helps the fact that the 2 lanes that you already raxed was not the tri camp one. And therefore, those are the ones that your opponents are going to have to deal with constantly. So they're going to sit the tri-camp, they're going to cut the mid wave, they're going to cut the top wave, and they're not going to let Nigma leave the base. They're going to keep the 17k gold advantage and turn it into more items. Flesh has too many items, actually. He's got a Shiva's Guard in his backpack. Sold his jewels, it seems, also.
Too many nice items for Boom to be playing with this time around. Plus, he's got the cheese there, so... What's that double damage on Chad? I'm sure he's very much hunting, looking for whoever he could pick off. In fact, Weehaw might be the target because he does keep going forward. Creeps around though. Bottom lane they'll go. They'll find Miracle. They'll follow up with the Fissure. But over on the back lines, look at the damage coming out. They just rip apart Kuroki. And the damage again. Miracle trying to get off some of these bear swipes is not looking good though because Shaddy just dishes out too much damage. The split comes out again here from Boom, and they're just chopping away here over at this poor bear. Miracle forced to use the ulti to run out. There's going to be a drag back though. They'll find Boom. Oh, nicely done though by Celery. He immediately throws out the false promise, purges it off. Rapture coming out. The egg has gone up, but they were too far away here. As you can see Toby blinking forward. Chad on the back lines. He takes down mind control. And look at Nigma. They have to run away. And the bird's able to fly out. But Chad, they're still hunting. They should be able to go for this kill. The force comes forward. The Echo Slam even came out. Didn't quite connect here. Chad considering going right back in again. He needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage here from Miracle. But again, he has an Aegis. He doesn't seem to carry. He's just going to turn right back around. Start slapping away. The Ethereal comes out. The pop again coming out. West, he goes for the infest with Boom. The force is back in. Nigma, they have to just hide in the base right now. We's thinking about going out again, but look at this. How do you go after them? How do you deal with this? They still have not been able to burn the Aegis over on this Lifestealer. The swoop coming out from GH, trying to draw some of the creeps back, but you've got all these cardies and all these range creeps. Turn their attention again over to the top tower. It's still standing. Weehaw trying frantically whatever he can do. As you can see some of those spirits being tossed out, trying to slow down Chad from just hitting these buildings. Puck will back off. Miracle coming forward again, gets the jump off over on the side. They can't do it because of the Ethereal coming out yet again. Toby does finally fall. And it looks like it's Shad versus a Miracle. GH trying everything that he can, but Shad, he's just chasing after just a little bit more damage, and they don't have the detection. Kuro running for his life. There's a lasso getting pulled out here by WEU, but Kuro will go down, and now Miracle trying to bear hop away. He has to pop the BKB to get back into his own fountain. Miracle again jumping forward. He's not ready to give up. Shad though says, don't you dare touch him. WEU flying away on his Crow. He knows that he just cannot stand toe-to-toe with these guys right here, right now. Do they go for it? They're hunting.
I can't believe this game isn't over yet. They've been constantly fighting for legitimately 2 minutes here, but every move has just been counteracted consistently from both sides, and as such, they weave back and forth, getting kills, backing up, taking Iraqs, and finally now we're gonna see the game slow down for at least some cooldown time. Puck's dead for 60 seconds, so if you guys want a more game, you got it.
We got some neutral items coming out soon, yeah?
I don't think so. No, not till 60 minutes. We gotta wait.
60.
I don't think it's gonna be that long of a game, but
you say that, Purge. We tend to get the longest games though when you and I are
that is true.
Are casting.
To the impurities.
It's so hard for Ursa to play this game. Actually, I kind of wonder if he really needed status resistance, because it does feel like chainstones are what are hurting him the most in this engagement. Just consistently, when those BKBs down, he just gets fissured and enchant totemed, and with quickening charm, it's up pretty often, making his life really hard.
It is rapier time, my friend.
That's a great choice, really good choice, because they're struggling. He needs to be able to kill these people really quick. He did. He struggled killing the Oracle in the top racks area fight. Got the Ghost Scepter off, bought time to. Think about it this way. He basically bought Basher because he's like, I want to be able to kill Lifestealer even when he rages. But Lifestealer was not the problem right there. It was stuns and less rack damage. If he gets BKB, then he ignores Lifestealer probably, and he kills other heroes. But because he itemized to counter the Lifestealer, who wasn't a problem there, he basically bought time for Viking to win team fights, and therefore get back into the game and make Lifestealer actually more of a nuisance than he was right at that moment. So I think if he had gone like Blink into BKB first, maybe he would have been in a better place. But with that said, like if he blinks on somebody and doesn't have Basher, maybe they just save themselves, you know? It's kind of a scary situation otherwise. So we're going to see a lot of turtling here for Nigma. They're not going to feel comfortable leaving their base. Vikings going to be finishing and collecting more items. Leshrac does pick up his shard, which is great. The only reason he bought it is because there was almost nothing else that he could possibly buy. It's not good, but we will possibly see a second Split Earth land and do something. But he's got nothing else to spend his money on.
I love how just very realistic you are. Just, guys, this isn't good. It's literally pretty much the only thing that he could buy at this point. Maybe he could get himself, like, you know...
Yeah. That's
a moon shard at this point. Start handing them out like candy, but...
Yeah, he could have given a moon shard to life, so, you know, that's...
Oh, the Arcane Blink, too. That's another option that could have gone as well.
Arcane Blink is an option. I don't think the other ones would have been that good. He's got a lot of strength. He could have used the Overwhelming Blink, potentially. He's got a lot of spell damage. Yeah, that might have been kind of cool. Lower movement speed, that kind of thing while you're chasing. Lifestealer picked up his shard too. It's the Open Wounds one. So it's a really cool skill. You guys probably haven't heard of it before. It slows your opponent and gives you lifesteal. Very cool. But it'll help him in gap close situations. Anything else? That's about it. All the other items look pretty standard.
The Aeon disc picked up now for the Earthshaker. Got the Courier taking the out here. What's going on? Walk right next to Furry the Fish.
The long respawn on Roche, so most likely we'll see Viking just sit outside the base, wait till Aegis. They do not want to throw this game. I'm sure they've got buybacks on almost all their heroes, but they look really cool.
Yeah, that's like...
No, actually. Puck's got to wait 3 minutes, and the 2 supports are also a little underfarmed, so lots of reasons for Viking just not to take a... No.
Well, I mean... God, it feels like it was just like 3 minutes ago where we're just like, wow, Nigma has such a lead, you know, in terms of net worth. But then we had that 3 minute long fight where now they're 22K up. What a game.
You know, it's the advantage of having map control. Opponents aren't going to feel comfortable to leave the base, and this is what ends up happening.
So what is the perfect play here for Nigma so that they don't lose any more of their building?
Have perfect vision of Roche somehow without your opponent spotting the Courier going there. push out the lanes enough that you could potentially smoke and take a fight at the Roche pit. Nah, that's not going to be good. I think they're going to have to, like, basically if they go and fight in the Roche, it's not as advantageous as fighting in their base because then they can't buy back and get theirs quickly. So I think they just basically have to turtle, let their opponents take Roche. They can maybe try to take a fight there. They're scanning now. Roche not up for a minute and a half, so they're not going to have a scan available until it's basically up. And in fact, when it comes off cooldown, it's like ready just to...
I feel like they're... Oh, we get a refresher orb now completed for the puck. Very difficult.
Yeah, Venn diagram.
Circles. That seems to be the theme recently. All the circles. Is this just the circle Dota patch?
Viking anticipating some potential smoke moves by Nigma to go investigate the jungle. So they're sitting illusions on Lifestealer in good places with the illusionist cape, and then Lifestealer ready to counter cheat if needed. He's trying to finish his Daedalus, but he's obviously waiting buyback gold. Generally, this is just like one of those unfortunate games where like one of your heroes is so much better at killing creep waves than the others that he has literally all the net worth. So a lot of this net worth advantage on the Viking side is a little bit unnecessary. There's 8K sitting in Leshrek's bank right now that is not useful. His buyback cost is 4,000 gold. So like,
hence the buyback.
Yeah, so they're not completely out of the water, even though they have this nice net worth advantage. I'm sure Orc would love another item if they're struggling to finish his Daedalus, for example. Probably shouldn't be the case, but it is because Lifestealer just doesn't farm nearly as fast as...
Nice tasty arcane rune here for Boom. As they're just hanging around the pit. They can't even send their couriers over their purge. Every time Nigma sends one of those couriers over, it immediately just gets murdered. They have just so much control. It's a line of demarcation. And look at that! Ta-da! Guess what just spawns up? Who just picked up a heart?
Is that what you saw?
I saw a heart just get picked up. Yeah, okay, Aerosol's picked it up. It went too fast. I was busy looking at the Roche, looking at the courier. You know, I'm all over the place. These fights have been a little all over the place too. I'm just always trying to see what the next moves are. But yeah, this Roche is going down real fast.
Everybody positioned to make sure that their opponents can't get into this. They spot heroes, and like if versus hitting mid wave, there's no way they're gonna come for this. So.
All right, picked up by Shad.
Who gets the Ags? Actually, it's kind of cool on Lifestealer. I've never tried it before, but it looks good. It's kind of like Ricky ulti, but you're inside somebody else. And it's kind of cool because it gives you an option to do it after like rage to buy you like a couple seconds. With that said though, he does end up taking it up. So yeah, he jumps inside an enemy here for 4 seconds, attacking them from the inside every 1.25 seconds and doubling his regen rate. And it gives him the cast range of Infest up to 500 and reduces the cooldown to 25. So that part's pretty cool. It lowers his cooldown. He can use that to heal his allies for 1200 HP alone, or he could use it to jump in enemies and just shred them up. So
God, that image of just having someone inside of you and like clawing, ugh. Gross.
I didn't say it.
Lifestealer is a gross hero. But it seems to be an effective one right now, so we'll see. Smoke up on the side of Viking. They're gonna bait Shad. Michael showing over on the mid wave. For that perfect opportunity. Jump. The question is, who is your target? Wee's obviously a great choice. Mind control, they don't seem too concerned about that. Looks like it is going to be Wee, though, so they'll get the stun off. Less the Dream Coil jump over onto the back line, so they've got this totally split off. The BKB popped over here. Shad having a little bit of damage, but he's inside the bear, and he's ripping him apart from inside. Now, just try to run away. They have the false promise over here on the Leshrek as Shad just going to town over here. Miracle, needs to be careful, though. Kuro is still up, so that is going to be the Aegis that goes down, but Mind Control will fall here. Buyback now from the Bloodseeker. It's go time as they go right back in with the Fissure. Big old split earth going on. And on the side, Shad just going to town over here on Miracle. His force pop, the BKB turns right back around. Mind Control can't afford to go down here as they've already lost GH. Snap comes out, Fissure comes through. They get the kill on the bear. Buyback now from Wee. They don't want to. Oh, never mind. They say, all right, that's enough. GG. Viking showing up for this game #1. And there it is. There's the smiles coming out from the squad.
I'm really glad he infested Batrider at the end because we got a great demonstration that Ags Lifestealer used offensively is terrible. Don't buy that, guys. All right, but Viking taking the win.